In a neighborhood where everyone seemed to know each other, no one could have predicted the storm that was about to hit the Doe family. John and Jane had been married for 15 years. To those on the outside, they were the perfect couple, hardworking, respected, and raising 2 children in a quiet community. But what happened behind their closed doors would leave their friends, their family, and even the courts stunned. This is the story of a betrayal that broke a family apart and the unexpected turn that followed. John Doe was a dedicated software engineer, known for his long hours at work and his devotion to his family. Jane Doe, an elementary school teacher, was active in local events and well-loved by her students. Together, they were the kind of couple neighbors pointed to as an example of stability. Their home was a gathering place for friends and family, their weekends filled with laughter, and their relationship appeared unshakable. But one fateful discovery changed everything, revealing cracks that no one saw coming. John Doe was the kind of man who lived for his family and his work. At 40, he had built a successful career as a software engineer, often spending long hours at his desk to provide a comfortable life for his wife and 2 children. Despite his busy schedule, John was a devoted father, making time for weekend activities and family dinners. To many, he represented the quintessential hard-working husband and father. Jane Doe, at 38, was equally admired in the community. As an elementary school teacher, she was known for her warmth and dedication to her students. Parents praised her ability to connect with children, and her involvement in organizing school events only added to her reputation. Beyond the classroom, Jane was active in local charity drives and frequently hosted gatherings at their home, further cementing her role as a pillar of the community. Together, John and Jane seemed to be the picture of balance and success. Their home was nestled in a quiet suburban neighborhood, the kind where neighbors exchanged waves while mowing their lawns and children rode bikes down the cul-de-sac. It was a place that felt safe, predictable, and unremarkable in the best way. The Doe family was well-liked, often joining in for block parties, holiday celebrations, and community events. Their house, a modest but well-maintained 2-story, often served as a gathering spot for friends and family. To those who knew them, the Does appeared to have everything: a solid marriage, a loving family, and a stable life in a community that valued connection. But beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect life, something was about to emerge that would forever change the way the neighborhood remembered the Doe family. Evening, after a particularly long day at work, John Doe picked up Jane's phone to check the time. A notification caught his eye. An unfamiliar name accompanied by a message that left no room for interpretation. It was explicit, shocking, and undeniable. A flurry of texts followed, each one revealing an ongoing affair with a colleague Jane had met at a school conference. John's hands trembled as he scrolled, piecing together fragments of conversations that had been hidden from him for months. Later that night, he confronted Jane. At first, she denied everything. But when John revealed the evidence, the denial turned to admission. Jane confessed that the affair had been happening for nearly 6 months. What she said next left John reeling. She described it as fun, something that broke the monotony of her routine. Her words cut deeper than the betrayal itself, leaving John to wonder how the life they had built together had become so meaningless to her. In the days that followed, John was consumed by a storm of emotions: betrayal, anger, sadness, and a profound sense of failure. Every memory of their 15 years together felt tainted. He struggled to reconcile the woman he thought he knew with the person standing before him. Friends and family noticed the strain, but were unaware of the cause. The couple sought counseling, but the sessions were tense and unproductive. Jane insisted the affair had meant nothing, while John couldn't move past her casual dismissal of their marriage. Each conversation ended in an argument, with the gap between them growing wider. The therapy sessions, meant to heal, only seemed to confirm what John feared most: that their relationship might be beyond repair. After weeks of sleepless nights and endless questioning, John came to a decision. It was a choice that would not only redefine his life, but also send shockwaves through their family and community. He walked into the living room, where Jane sat waiting for another attempt at reconciliation, and delivered the words that would change everything. John Doe wasted no time in filing for divorce. The process was swift and decisive, a clear message that he was unwilling to rebuild what had been broken. The legal battle was far from amicable. Disputes over their home, finances, and custody of their 2 children played out in a courtroom, where both sides laid bare the secrets and tensions of their marriage. As details of Jane's affair surfaced, the once respected teacher found herself at the center of community gossip. Neighbors whispered, parents questioned her judgment, and the school administration placed her under scrutiny. Invitations to social events stopped, and her professional reputation took a significant hit. The life she had carefully built began to crumble, leaving her increasingly isolated. Amid the chaos, John found himself looking back on their 15-year marriage. The more he thought about it, the more he began to see the warning signs he had ignored: distant conversations, unspoken frustrations, and a growing sense of disconnection. He realized that their relationship had been deteriorating long before Jane's betrayal, though he had been too caught up in work and routine to notice. Jane, too, was forced to confront the consequences of her actions. The affair, once a fleeting escape, had now become the source of her greatest regret. She saw the pain she had caused John and their children, the trust she had shattered, and the life she had thrown away. For the first time, she began to truly reckon with the weight of her choices and the emptiness they had left behind. Just when it seemed that the divorce would draw a definitive line between their lives, Jane did something unexpected. She reached out to John, not with demands or arguments, but with a proposition that caught him completely off guard. Her words, carefully chosen and deeply emotional, hinted at a possibility that John had long since abandoned. It was a plea, not for forgiveness, but for something far more complicated and potentially life-changing. One evening, John received an email from Jane. It wasn't argumentative or defensive. Instead, it was raw, heartfelt, and unlike anything she had ever written before. She admitted her faults in detail, how she had let her unhappiness consume her, how she had sought validation in the worst possible way, and how deeply she regretted every decision that had led to their separation. Jane didn't just apologize, she begged for a chance to make things right, not only for herself, but for their family. Her actions matched her words. Jane began attending therapy sessions regularly, not as a token gesture, but as a commitment to understanding herself and the pain she had caused. She quit her job at the school to escape the scandal and the whispers, focusing instead on rebuilding her life with integrity. She even reached out to John's close friends and family, acknowledging the hurt she had caused them and asking for their forgiveness as well. John found himself standing at a crossroads. On one side was the life he had slowly started to rebuild on his own, stable, predictable, and free of the weight of betrayal. On the other was Jane's plea for reconciliation, a path that required him to revisit the pain he had worked so hard to leave behind. Conflicted, John sought advice from those closest to him. Friends urged him to move forward, warning that history could repeat itself. His family offered a more measured perspective, reminding him of the years they had spent together and the possibility of healing. In therapy, John confronted his own feelings, uncovering a mixture of lingering love, deep resentment, and a fear of vulnerability. As days turned into weeks, John remained undecided, caught between the certainty of what he had lost and the uncertainty of what could be regained. Jane's transformation was undeniable, but the question remained, could he truly forgive her? And more importantly, could he trust her again? After weeks of reflection, John made his decision. He agreed to give Jane another chance, but only under strict conditions. Boundaries were established, including full transparency, ongoing therapy, and a commitment to rebuilding their relationship step by step. This was not a reunion born of blind forgiveness. It was a cautious attempt to see if what was broken could be repaired. The couple began attending joint therapy sessions, where they confronted the underlying issues that had been ignored for years. Communication, once a source of conflict, became their focus. Jane shared her struggles and insecurities with a candor she had never shown before, while John worked to express his feelings without shutting down or withdrawing. It wasn't easy. Progress was slow and setbacks were frequent, but over time, the trust they thought was lost began to resurface piece by piece. John and Jane's journey is a testament to the resilience required to navigate the aftermath of betrayal. It highlights the complexities of forgiveness, not as an obligation, but as a choice that comes with its own challenges. Their story serves as a reminder that healing is neither linear nor guaranteed. For some, it may seem unthinkable to rebuild after such a breach of trust. For others, it represents a path toward growth and understanding. In the end, their experience underscores the reality of human relationships, messy, flawed, and filled with moments that test the very foundations of love and commitment. Whether their reconciliation will stand the test of time remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. Their story has left an indelible mark, not just on their own lives, but on those around them who watched it unfold. John and Jane's story is a powerful reflection of the complexities of marriage, trust, and forgiveness. It shows that even in the wake of profound betrayal, there is potential for growth and understanding, but only through immense effort, honesty, and mutual commitment. Their journey was far from straightforward, and it serves as a reminder that every relationship faces challenges, some harder to overcome than others. Now, we want to hear from you. If you were in John's position, what choice would you have made? Do you believe in giving second chances, or is betrayal a line that can never be crossed? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We value your perspective on this deeply personal and challenging topic. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel. We're here to bring you more true stories that explore the triumphs and trials of real human experiences. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.